Hello, Awita, hello. We are back. We're going to be doing it for just a bit. I do have plans for very early tomorrow. Big plans. Big plans, indeed. So, we will get moving. We will get moving. Had a great time hanging out with my friend Avocado. Very fun. We got to play our match. He won. He won very well. We played attrition. It was a standard, just throwing men at each other and seeing what kind of hits. And it was looking real grim for him for just a moment. And you know, he got a little kind of deceived by his dice because eventually it kind of picked up. Dice started to roll real bad. And at the end, he took it by a pretty good amount. It was quite the match. Very fun. See? You thought I was going to bed. I said I would be back. So, I took a while. I had gotten home a little late. My friend and I had gone to go eat after we played. We went to go get some food. It was hamburger and fries from In-N-Out, and we had agreed that I would maybe stream some Barotrauma for him, the submarine game. And I said, well, you know, I do want to stream. I want to get working on this. I'm excited to work on this because if I get to finish this, I get to work on my Greek stuff, especially because it's coming tomorrow, right? Well, guess what? I get home, I decide, well, I'm gonna feed my dogs before I get distracted with this and have to feed them later on. They're hungry, right? We feed them at a certain set hour and they're ready to eat. So I was gonna go feed the dogs, and there's this habit that my cat has. My sister has a cat, 2 cats, and one of the cats loves to dart out the front door when I go get the plates from outside in the front. The dogs are usually in the back. The reason being is one of our dogs used to jump the front fence because the front fence cannot be any higher than 4 feet tall. And our German Shepherd, my German Shepherd to be more precise, because I got her, she jumps the front fence like it's no one's business. She does it willy-nilly. She's really fit, especially because she was young. And I say was because she had done it so frequently, she would hop the fence when she was bored, and she would jump into our neighbor's fence and cause problems with their dogs. Our neighbor wasn't very happy about that. I wouldn't be either. So she started to kind of get irritated with us and would tell us, like, she would do something about it if we didn't do anything about it. And we're like, well, we know a threat when we hear one, so we're just like, well, we do care about our dog. Obviously, we're going to be responsible owners, and we were going to. Did I mix it? We were going to, you know, take care of the problem. We'll solve it one way or another. So we decided, okay, we're going to build a back fence, and we're going to close the dogs in the back where the fence can be taller. And this one's 6 feet tall, and she can't jump this fence. She hasn't jumped this fence whatsoever. So they've had to be placed in the back. Our dogs used to be in the front, and now they have to be in the back. So what we like to do, because we feel sad that they got deprived of their old spot, we take him out towards the front. We'll take him out towards the front. We'll take him towards the front, and we'll let them kind of hang around there. It's our hangout spot. And the dogs grew to love it. They love it so much. They like to hang out in the front. And it's cool. It's really cool. So what I'm getting at is I was going to go feed the dogs in the front, and the little cat that my sister has really enjoys to dart out the front door when I go get the dog's food from the front. Because what we do sometimes at certain set hours, on my days off, I'll go ahead and take the dogs to the front so that they can kind of enjoy the space that they used to have. Because I also enjoy it, right? and freaking cat would run out. His name's Mochi. But Mochi would run out, and we'd be like, freaking Mochi, like, what the heck, dude? And we kind of just got used to like telling him no, but he hadn't done it recently. And I go to feed the dogs today, and at the corner of my eye, I see what I presume to be Mochi. I think it's Mochi because it's a gray cat. And then I notice in the light that it has stripes, and Mochi doesn't have stripes. I got so scared. I was like, whoa, like it threw me back. I didn't scream or anything, of course. I was just like, whoa, like that is not Mochi. It was just a stray cat. I presume it's a stray cat. It was begging for me to pet it. Like it was rubbing on me so much. And I served the dog food already by the time I noticed. So the tray of dog food is served, and the little kitten starts to, and I say kitten because it looks like the age of my cats. Like it's not too baby, but it's like, I would say, like, you know, it's in its teenage kind of years, and it's rubbing against everything, and then it notices the dog food and it starts to eat the dog food. I felt really bad. I was like, oh, like this little cat is hungry, or who knows. Like the fact that it approached me so soon makes me think it was a house cat and it was abandoned or it got lost. And I was so sad about it, and I was feeding it a little bit of chicken, but it kind of just ran off again, and I have no idea where it is at now. So there's a cat outside lurking here and there. I went inside to go give it some chicken, and it's gone. And I said, well, I'm not gonna wait here all night for the little cat to decide to kind of just come back. So I said, if it wants to come back, I'll leave the chicken outside. So I left some chicken for the little fella. Don't know if it's a dude or a girl, but it's there. The food is there for the cat. Okay. Yeah, it's a hungry little cat. When I started eating the dog food, I knew there and then. I was like, yeah, this little guy is desperate for food or water. I was bringing out the, like, a little bowl of water and then some chicken, and it was gone already. I guess it got scared, or I don't know. Like I've never had that experience. I've never had a stray cat come up to me, especially when I'm feeding the dogs. And what got me was the fact that I thought it was Mochi. I was like, oh my gosh, Mochi, like, let me get you. And then like I got close to it, it approached me, so I wasn't afraid. And I was like, whoa, that is not Mochi. Freaking cat was that desperate, I guess, to approach me so trustingly. Because we have another cat. We had an old neighbor, 2 houses down from where we're at, and they got basically evicted from their house, and they just abandoned their cats. Like, they didn't even bother coming back for the cats, those poor things. And those cats didn't trust anyone, so they became strays, full-on strays. They're still around. We still see them run around the property, our property. Like, they decided to start kind of like hunting the wildlife around, because we do have wild rabbits here. So we're just like, well, I guess they're just wild cats around here now that were once domesticated, and now they're not. No, we don't have stray cats out here. We live in the outskirts, where we're really separated from society. Not so much so, like, just completely abandoned out here. Like, we have neighbors, but like not many. And it's common out here for people to abandon their animals because it's so far off from the cities and stuff like that. People just drop off their animals and they leave. It's really cruel. Because then the animals are scared. They don't know what to do. They're accustomed to humans taking care of them, and now they're out in the wild for themselves. It makes me sad. So I was like, well, I don't know what to do. I text my sister, hoping like, hey, you know, what should I do? I'm just scared because I was like, well, I can't bring it inside. It was rubbing its ear against a lot of things, like as if it had like an ear infection of some sort. And I was like, it could have like parasites. It's been maybe drinking some water, and I have nothing to help it. So I didn't want to bring it in and put my sister's cats and my family at risk. 'Cause I don't know anything about cats, nothing at all. So there's a cat outside somewhere right now. I waited out there for like 20 minutes when I had the chicken in the water, hoping it would like approach me again, but it's gone. See when it decides to come back. It is gone. El gato. No. I mean, it's a poor kitten. Like, it's so small, and like I've never been a cat person. Like if you know what I mean. Like I never had cats before, but like if a creature comes up to me and it's hungry, I'm gonna feed it. You bet I'm gonna feed it. For creature, especially like if it's abandoned and it doesn't know what to do in the wild. Like it has so much against it already, and it makes me sad. And in my head, I was just like, I'm about to adopt a cat, and my parents are like, we have so many animals, it's not good. So I was like, yeah, if it sticks around, I might take it to the adoption center, see what they do with it, because we're packed. We have a lot of critters already as is. So how have you been, Awita? How you been? What you doing lately? What's crack-a-lackin'? I saw right when I was ending the last stream, you were all sad. You wanted to catch my stream, but I was already heading off, and I'm back. I owed it to you. Got these nitro gloves that cut off the fingers because like my hands tend to get really uncomfortably sweaty. I was like, well, I don't want to be showing the wounds. I don't know. I don't like showing it. I wouldn't like to see it. So I was like, I'm just gonna hide the battle damage, and I'm going to wear gloves. I was wearing the little bands, but I'm running out, so I'm gonna go pick some up tomorrow. They're relatively cheap. I'll cut those up, because these nitro gloves are quite expensive. They're quite expensive. I doing like usually take care of my mom's story, and yes, said I'm not here our last stream, but now I'm here. Oh, you didn't make it for the last one, is what you're saying. Okay. It's okay, it's okay. I know you want to be here. That's why I'm here. I owe it to you. I owe you. Plus, I want to work on these guys a little longer. I got excited with working on these. Especially doing the highlights and stuff. Oh, it's so rewarding. It's worth it. The beats and bits, the music we're listening to that I've put in the description below for their channel. Give them credit there. They were playing some Ori and the Blind Forest lo-fi. Oh my gosh, I was so excited right now. If they start posting on this channel those hour clips of it, you bet I'm gonna be playing those. Oh my gosh, love the music, love it so much. All the love and support for Ori and the Blind Forest. All the love, all the love. I found some STLs or a bust that this artist does. That this artist does for like collectible pieces and stuff. And I was thinking, I was like, well, I could work on one of those for myself. I still have the Sylveon. I need to work on that too. I need some attention. Oh my goodness. I feel so far from the table. There we go. This old chair now. Okay, getting those accents. Making sure it all pops. Okay. Get that helmet. The rim. And then like, I'm still thinking about the little kitten. I'm just really scared that like my dogs at first weren't accustomed to the cats, the ones that we have now, but they get along together real nice now. But that doesn't mean they're absolutely nice to just like new random cats, if that makes sense. Can I setting my phone loud like alarm thing when you start the stream so I can catch yours? That's a stupid question. No, 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 no. There should be notifications for like people who stream and stuff on YouTube. I'm gonna be real frank. I used to get bombarded by how many of the people I follow, so I low-key kind of turned it off. So I know you can put notifications on. Just don't know if you can customize how it notifies you, if that makes sense. So you're on your own there. So the friend who commissioned this had done just like basic level 2 for this. Usually there's not a lot of highlights on my level 2, but I wanted to do it. I was like, this will be cool. It'll be nice. It'll be nice to have it. I want to see how they turn out. Don't worry, it's very normal. Weird kitten, especially for a cat lover, and you doing your best. Your best and give him food, and hopefully he'll still survive and find you home. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why I was like, I'm just gonna put food out here. We have like a hammock outside, so I know if the cat is smart enough, it should find a relatively warm place because it is cold here now. This winter's pretty cold. So I was just concerned more about like where it was gonna sleep. But I trust it'll find a place. The notification makes you wake up. The last thing I want to do is like, because I don't have a schedule for my streaming, unfortunately. I hear it's quite an important thing to have if you're gonna stream constantly, like as a serious side gig thing. If you want to grow, you should probably have a schedule. And I don't want to just be like bombarding you with random notifications at random intervals when I decide to paint, because that's kind of how I roll right now with my painting. I decide to do it when I feel like it. Alright. Be able to get the fatigues today. That's what I'm excited about, believe it or not. Adding the fatigues to the dudes, the duderinos. I did my part. I did my part. I didn't do shit. Uh-oh. Got some of that in the crevice. Get rid of that. Aha, we got it. Perfection. These highlights can go such a long way with so little effort. What to do is like touch up the edges and stuff like that, and it just makes it very pronounced. Not many things I get to paint gray. I think that's kind of what gets me excited. But I've gotten so good at using it for like rocks and stuff, like the technique that I use, that, it just looks like rock to me, if that makes sense. Um, dry brushing does kind of hold a little bit of that to that standard, but this is looking good, which is why I'm excited for it. And they look clean. All right. Color of rock. Yes, the rock people. Rock and stone, brother. Gotta work from the head down. Don't be jumping too much, so you miss details. Gotta commit to finishing off one segment at a time, because then you're gonna be jumping back and forth looking for what to work on next. And if you do that, you're not gonna finish. Ooh, what is this music from? I think this is Ori. Yeah, it is. I recognize the rhythm. Oh, this is amazing. If I could finish my programming education and work at Moon Studios, who did Ori and the Blind Forest, I really would. I would do it in a heartbeat. I wouldn't miss such a chance. I wanted to ask about green themed grass, if not color, but for add texture. I'm assuming I think you had messaged me in personal message before asking me about why the terrain was green first and then I painted over it, right? Like why did I do that? Well, I was painting the ground first. The texture that I got is supposed to be for basing. Like it's a product designed to base your models. It's a mud. It's like pre-made mud for you to just open and use. It's supposed to be just easier to access kind of thing. And the one I bought was called Playground. It was supposed to be used for my Death Guard. I just thought, I saw it at the store and I was really curious what the effect would look like. And it I don't know what I expected, but it basically had a very similar reaction to just any other mud. It was just the type of grain that they used, and it was good. It was just like a regular mud. That's what I thought of it. So I was like, well, I ran out of the brown mud, and either way, I just find that keeping the mud the color as is usually just doesn't vibe with me. I put too much water in this paint. I don't know like how to explain it, but it's just easier for me to paint it myself, because you want to detail it either way. So I prime it so it's easier to adhere, and then I put the color I want for the ground. And that's why I would call it like a booger, because really it's supposed to be like the Death Guard ground, the Death Guard floor, which is not a very healthy looking floor, because it's like supposed to be chaotic, like rotting, like zombie rot. But like when you paint it brown, it's just mud. That's really what it is. That's all it is. It's mud. It's mud. I am struggling to paint the planks, especially because I'm using popsicle sticks, and the popsicle sticks are like fine cut pieces of the wood itself. So when I paint it, there's not a lot of detail on it, if that makes sense. It's just like one flat color. It's one flat color, and it looks off. I want to add to it. What I tried doing before was kind of using the X-Acto knife to cut some ridges inside the wood to give it some grain, and it looks fine, because once you prime it and you add a wash, it does go inside the recesses. But it took so much time, and frankly, this is supposed to be a quick kind of just finish, do it cleanly and go, because I'm offering a set price for it, and if I overdo it, I could be here forever. And don't get me wrong, I want to do it. I want to have a nicely done model, but I also don't want to overdo it. Getting all those scratches, whatnot. Yeah, back again. If you have a time, you can add with knife or detailing with paint, just like wood texture. Paint like dark part, or I don't know what to said. That was a little difficult. I'm assuming you're saying it's worth the effort, which it definitely is. So, like, for example, if, right now the highlighting, if you look at the hat, there is a difference between this one and the one that's not finished. Subtle, but it makes such a difference. If you want to take it to the stream, we can use a white so that it pops even further. But that means much more time. Oh my goodness, it doesn't want to focus, but it's there. It is there. Right, yeah, my camera doesn't want to focus for some odd reason. It struggles so much. I want to get another camera that's much better at it. I didn't do the craziest amount of research for the cameras, especially when it involves miniature painting. I've kind of based a lot of my problems on like the ones that Maniac has, one of the YouTubers I really like to watch. Maniac has issues about focusing as well, but it doesn't seem to struggle as much as mine right now. There you go. Right, so we got that one. And if you look at his hat, let's see if with my hand behind it, you can see the hat. Right, so this one has like more white edging to it because I pronounced the edges. The chest armor as well, you can see it. So this one isn't painted, the chest armor is not painted, but the guy on the right is has a little bit of a separate color. There's also some Undertale music. really nice. Love the Undertale. Yeah, like this color is supposed to exaggerate the accents. That's easier to tell what you're looking at, right? Exaggeration in the model is really nice because the model itself is already small. So you want to like catch the attention to the places where it matters most. Out of context, paint stuff. Is Undertale a horror game? Because I don't know about that before. I just know the OST really good. It is not a horror game. In fact, it's a very wholesome game. It's very story driven. It has the capability of being played multiple times and getting multiple endings depending on what you do. But it's generally supposed to be a wholesome game. I'm surprised you haven't played or, you know, had seen it. It's pretty big. Wow, that's crazy. Someone who doesn't know the game Undertale by now. Wow. Definitely would play that for you if you ever get a chance. More like when I get a chance. There's so many games I keep buying. I keep buying so many games and I never finish through with them. I'm telling all my friends that. I'm just like, I feel bad. I'm so dumb like that. I kind of just buy games and I never play them. Which is why, like, playing I'm playing Minute of Islands with Awito. I'm playing that with him, and it's a really fun story. It's a trip, but it also motivates me because like I want to spend time with him, and I also get to finish the games that I buy. It's a win-win. There's a friend who got me all sorts of hype for kind of like Russian survival, kind of like Stalker, and was letting me know about the Metro series and how cool they are. And I saw him show us like some shorts and stuff, and it was really cool. So I got excited and I bought the games, thankfully on discount. And I say it that way because I haven't opened them at all. I see. I didn't play that before, and yet, as you said, for 1 days ago, you bought game but not played because time. I understand. I know. Oh boy. Eventually. All right. The shoulders, the knee pads, the knee guards, and such. Gonna get those highlights going. Isn't like an ovular kind of sense to it. Make it rounded highlight because it's a spherical pad. There isn't perfect edges in these kinds of highlights. And I could do glazes and stuff to get like not so harsh lines when it comes to highlighting, but that takes a while. Oh man, I haven't glazed in a while. It has a really lovely transitional effect, however. Just like that, I got the last of the armor. And now we can jump and do the fatigues. This is the fun part. That and the skin. Once we get the skin, oh boy, we're in for a treat. Gonna shake up the stuff. Yeah, a glaze. So essentially what it is you take the pigmentation, and what I do is, at least to get my glazes, you can either use a transparent medium that won't affect the coloration of it other than just kind of like lighten it. And that's the point. You're lightening the pigmentation, and you separate it, giving you the effect of it kind of being more transparent. So you want transparency so that you can do multiple coats and make it have a fade effect. A glaze could tint, but it's not supposed to cover, if that makes sense. It's like a tinting. And you do that by putting the medium in between. Gonna get those black fatigues. We're gonna thin that contrast. We want it quite thin. We want to make sure that that zenithal that we did makes it pop and makes natural highlights in the fatigues that they're wearing. Okay, so we want to avoid all the armor that we already worked on. So I can already see that this brush is way too thick for what I need. We're gonna have to get a point. Need something smaller, but not too small because we don't want to take forever. So we're gonna knock it down a bit, and we're gonna get a point. There we go. Wonders. So how's the weather been over there, Awito? It's getting really cold over here in the desert. Sometimes it feels like the sun is struggling to keep us warm. There you go. Real sunny and cold over here. It's nighttime right now, so it's just cold. It is real cold. It's rainy season here, and now it's cloudy. It's cloudy. Ooh. We had a few potential days of rain. This morning when I had gone to go to work, it it was really foggy. It was scary. We don't get thick fog here. So it was spooky. I always feel like inside the mist there's gonna be like a ghost that just appears and it's gonna be like in the way. You scary ghosts. It's just funny timing. It's just playing tropical music now. Like, you know, in the middle of talking of like winter and stuff. It's real cold here, very Christmas like, very cozy, and we got the freaking we got the little summer jazz, the bops, the boops, whatever you want to call it. Talking about horror stuff and the music happy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not filling the mode. It's not matching the atmosphere of what I'm thinking. But that's okay. We don't need the spooky. I don't even know what this music's from. Whoa. Dang, these live beats and bits are awesome. It's playing the freaking playing the me from freaking Nintendo music, the sports majig. Yo, what's up, Andrew? What's crack-a-lackin'? What are you up to? Other than heresy mindsets, you need to chill, homie. You need to chill. It's Vrax time. Trader Guard, heck yeah. Trader Guard indeed. Heck yeah, we got the fatigues. Right, just a little comparison. Again, if camera permits. You're gluing them now. Nice. Oh. I think we need other colors to kind of break apart, but the fatigues on the left-hand side are more of a unison color, and there's deeper dark colors. Because I don't know, it's just a personal thing, but I don't like my black to be a solid black. I want there to be like shades inside the color I choose. So there's like lighter tones to the fatigues as it dries right now. It's there. Got the Zelda vibes back. I do push my audience. If you guys are ever interested, please go ahead and check out the music creators, the group that makes the music, because it is fabulous. I get to have my music, and they get to have their notoriety. It's lovely. Works. Beats and bits. Trying to avoid painting the rank insignia. Gonna be painting that in. Not sure if he wants it colored in the gold or he wants it just white, something to pop out. Because right now the model looks very black and white. It reminds me of that one time I was painting the the Tao suit, and my cousin had joined in and was like, is this stream black and white? I was like, no, stream is not black and white. It's just a lot of gray on the screen. I remember when contrast paints first came out, which is like the paint I'm using, the runny kind of goopy paint. Well, that's any paint, right? But like the contrast paint first came out, it was supposed to be like a solution to old army painting. And a lot of people in the hobby was like, well, it's not insanely innovative, but it does the glazes that GW did before a lot better. So it was like a step in the right direction, but it wasn't like as big as people made it seem. However, so many people picked up on it and learned that it was a great kind of like shadow, like making tool, that it became popular. I love contrast. Holy smokes. I bought a lot of the range, and I never thought I would, because I also was wondering like, well, it doesn't do the same kind of effect that a traditional layer or base coat from GW would do, but it shadows pretty well. So I started mixing layer and contrast for like the products, and it does a lot of the work on its own, in all honesty. Like, all I had to do for this one was really just dilute the black so it's not so intense, not so deep, like that the color's not so deep. And I just zenithal brushed it, and like in the slap chop method, if you picked up on that earlier, and then I'm just glazing it with the black so that it gives the illusion of like a black fatigue, but it's not so deep. Of course, if you want a really deep, like a midnight black, we could manually highlight with a darker gray. But since my friend said it was like a Starship Troopers, I remember like the fatigues weren't that dark either. Like, you know, have mercy upon the light. I was seeing, like, right before I started streaming, I was being recommended another channel right now that was live streaming their model painting, and this dude was painting some red Tau, and it instantly threw me back when I was painting the Storm Surge. I was like, literally been there. And then his his stuff was framing so hard. I felt bad. I was like, I feel you. My stuff does the same thing. How was the game? It was pretty good. The game was pretty good. I got to throw in my auto cannons versus the Primaris Space Marines, and I got my butt whooped by those freaking Stern Guard. That shield that they carry is so good in OPR. Reducing the damage is just bonkers. Like, not the damage, the freaking AP. I think they toned it down because I remember they would do AP3, I think it was, and it was more attacks, I believe. The damage is the same, but I feel like it was one less attack for the dude, and it had higher AP. Because it didn't seem to do that much like AP as I remember, but it still hurt as much when it landed though. And they were just as hard to kill as I remember. The weapons got changed. Okay, yeah, then I felt something was different. I was like, wait, they don't feel so hilly. When the damage goes through it, it still hurts, but like the AP wasn't cutting like a lightsaber, if that makes sense. I think they toned back on the AP on those guys, but they still mop the floor. It's not as effective as before, which is, in my opinion, a little necessary. They felt like a massive staple to the force. But like, hey, if we all can just throw those high damage units at each other, and we all have like a little resemblance of the same kind of unit, like for example, my equivalent would be my engineers. I'll be real straight. Like those dudes dish so much damage like there's no tomorrow, and then they just disappear. That's the only caveat. Like, it doesn't have the survivability of the String Guard, but I'm also not like, I'm not being charged a limb for it. The anti-infantry sword got nerfed 100%. The anti-infantry? Also, I haven't seen it. I only saw it from my our friend's perspective in the match. The vanilla sword is deadly, good for elites and vehicles. Right, like that's what I remember. It was high AP and high damage before. I think it was still like AP 3 and deadly 4. And there's 3 of the dudes, so it's like a Malta squad really, just in melee. And what was so scary about it is like, okay, like it could whiff sometimes, but the shield and the 2+ saves for the defense was so good. Yeah, I think that's the 3 attacks and AP1 with rending is supposed to be like the chaff dealing kind of thing. And you're saying that one got nerfed. And how did that one get nerfed? The deadly one specifically, I believe. Oh, with the AP, that one got nerfed. Yeah, like I said, I think it was AP 4 before. I'm not sure if it was 4 or 3. I just remember it was pretty high, because now it was it was AP 2. Yeah, yeah. Then I'm remembering it right. So it was AP 3 before, and now it's at 2. And yeah, I definitely feel like the blade guard and OPR definitely needed a little nerf. They're pretty pricey, but like, okay, like mitigate some of the price by modifying the rules as well, because all they did was like, okay, they're really good, let's raise the price. People are still taking it, they're still really good, and it's like, it's okay to have like a really good unit, you know, exist, as long as I feel like it's not abused. And my friend did not abuse it, for sure. In fact, he played it smart, and he hid them from my anti-tank variant of Lehman Russ. He was hiding them behind a wall, and I had the range, so I was like, well, screw it, like I'll shoot the other stern guard that was pushing across the other half of the map, and I didn't do nothing to them. I was like, oops, I whiffed. And that's what sucks about running like these heavy hitting units, is you get one chance really, and that's it. And if you whiff it, it does feel a little bad, but it's just the nature of the game. Because when they do hit, and the defense fails, it's like an insta kill. It's just an insta kill for these like large units, which is what like my tank was designed for. I do have another gripe about OPR, and that was I feel like the OPR dudes aren't incompetent whatsoever, and I feel like it's just me having not seen a certain specific rule. But like, if you don't attack back in melee, do you just automatically forfeit and you have to take a morale? And if you're already at half health, for example, the tank. So what happened today was the tank got in the melee fight with the stern guard. I decided to like just hold still, get the +1 bonus from focus fire as we play with the extra actions. So I held still, I got the focus fire bonus, I whiffed, and he still touched me, right? So I failed to kill him because my roll was just terrible. And he got to melee me, and both of them hit. I epically failed my save, and 6 damage went through, which is half of the health of a Lehman Russ. It's 12. So because I couldn't fight back with any melee, I instantly forfeit the fight. So I had to take a morale check. So I only lost half my health. I morale check, I fell, and because it's at half or below, it routes. So my tank just blew up, really. It just insta blew up. Like he went and he just planted like a grenade, or I don't know what he did, but he like they like monkey barred all over it and just killed the engine and the crew. I don't know. That's how I like to see these things, because it's just silly to me. It's just part of the game. It's fun. But I was wondering, like, well, like, okay, well, hardly felt fair that it was just so easy to get rid of. But at the same time, I did let it touch me in the end. I could have avoided being touched to begin with. I don't know. I was kind of curious. I was going to revise the rules a little bit. It did feel off. That's why you want to go back to Heresy, because you want overly abstract rules for certain vehicles. I'm sorry, but the rulings in Heresy, like, don't get me wrong, it's really nice and detailed, but it's just so much. It hurt brain. Full disclosure, I want to give OPR a break for a bit after the campaign. After the OPR? Yeah. Honestly, it's been going for quite some time playing OPR. I totally understand that. The thing with me, however, is it's one of those things where what's it called? Like, it's between OPR, BattleTech, and fantasy. Playing some fantasy. And again, like, you're right, like the OPR thing can get a little old because, you know, you're just playing the same rule set in a different setting, which is okay, right? Like, the setting itself kind of changes the feel of it. But also, I don't know, like, I wanted to get back to Legion, but that's been drastically changed, and a lot of the new stuff's been coming out. And part of like the enjoyment of playing these games is also for me collecting what's new. And Legion's new releases have been a little expensive. And when I say a little, I mean, I just saw the price for the ARF Troopers, and it was 55 bucks. I mean 59. I was thrown back, and that's just one squad. So if I wanted to run like the 2 squads, just like that's kind of just my go-to for a lot of like units in any game. I'm just like, I'll do 3 if it's really good and I enjoy the unit like crazy, without it being like the overly powered thing. And I find 2 to be a sweet spot. And I saw the pricing for the new ARF Troopers for $60. I was just thinking, oh my god, 2 units for 120. That's so pricey. And I don't know. I think that's just the demographic that wargaming has kind of just attracted now. It's just like you have to accept that these units are not going to be this expensive. And I know some people just dish out that money, and I'm hesitant to do it unless I know I'm really going to enjoy the unit. For example, the Krieg Cavalry, I definitely pulled the trigger on that. I said I wholeheartedly want these models. I know exactly what they're worth. They're going to be premium sculpts. I wanted to also match the rest of my army because they're such a, if you ask me, a centerpiece when you run them. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to dish out the money for that because I saw I've already bought some files for them from Station Forge, and I thought, well, you know, they're probably going to be really expensive, and I was really debating on how much the horses were going to go for and how many they were going to be in the box set before it was revealed, because there was lots of rumors that were coming out already, and it turns out it was really good. It was so good that I decided I'm going to buy 2 of those sets. I saved up some money and I did it. And they're arriving tomorrow. Super stoked. If I find some time tomorrow, I will definitely hop on and just, you know, show it. Probably open it. See what's cracking. Been so excited for it that I definitely make some time for it. But it all depends. I have other important plans, if it permits. Ooh, the new Switch 2. Oh, I got a friend who kind of just dunks on the lower spec console stuff because he plays his rich kid devices, and and I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm excited for it, even though, yeah, like, Nintendo's notorious for cheaping out on certain parts of things. The Switch did not feel cheap to me. Like, it felt solid. So going to a Switch 2, playing it safe, is a winner for me already. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Give me the reveals. Give me the specs. I don't care. I use my sister's console a lot, And I'm totally ready for my own, so I can just hog it. So I can hog it and do whatever the hell I want with it. Because sometimes I'm just adamant about picking up the console and being like, well, it's not really mine. My sister hardly picks it up, but also, you know, it's just not mine. I respect it. I'm trying to understand, but I have no idea. My bad, but sounds fun board game or some. Oh, the OPR. OPR stands for one page rules. Awita. It's basically, yes, a board game. It's a board game that we play here locally. And when I start talking freaky numbers and equations and math, you know, like that lady that's like seeing all the numbers fly by her face. Yeah, that's what it sounds like when I talk about it to people who don't know what the heck I'm talking about. So this guy has a bandana on his face. I don't know if my friend wants that the same as the fatigue, but I'm going to paint it the same color because I have no idea what else to paint it. All right. This music is also low-key giving me, I don't know what it's from, but it's giving me Animal Crossing vibes right now. And I saw like people talking about, oh, a new potential Animal Crossing for the new console. Ooh, lots of fun. I didn't get to grind out as much as I wanted to for the one on the Switch, the one that released for the Switch. And my sister knows that I had a very notoriously bad start. So much so, I never was given the shovel in the game. I literally had to travel to my sister's island to go have a shovel. I also had to find the recipe on one of those bottles that just show up on the shore to make the crappy one, if that makes sense, because it was like a better quality shovel. Like it was crazy. My sister was like, wait, you don't have a shovel? And I would tell her like, no, like, am I supposed to have it by now? And she would like watch the rest of the stuff on my island, and she's like, yeah, you should have definitely had your shovel by now. Like, what gives? And I told her, I don't know, I just never got my shovel. Like, what am I missing? Like, I asked for her help and she sat with me to figure it out, and we just never did. I YouTubed it, and basically, yeah, I got the same answer. Where the frick is my shovel? As a Deathcore Krieg player, that insults me. That's just not acceptable. I need my shovel for Krieg. I saw one of my other content creator dudes was like posting the metal music for the Krieg. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. The Krieg getting love all over that place. What's funny? Why are you laughing? As a Krieg player, yeah, I'm offended that my shovel was not given to me in Animal Crossing. Also, my Trader Guard test prints are finished, so I'll share after stream. Oh, cool. Nice. We got the freaking Mr. Muty hand over here. Haha. This one has not defected just yet. Or probably never will, because he's with the Krieg. They'll shoot the coward before he flees. I just realized I'm using I'm using the wrong tipped brush. So far there hasn't been any major catastrophic like overlaps. Oh my gosh, I've been using the wrong brush this whole time. I'm supposed to be using this one here. Uh-oh. But hey. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, watch me like mess up even harder with this one. Oh gosh. Gonna jinx it. Speaking of jinx, Arcane. Oh my gosh. With my 3D printer, I want to print a bust of Jinx and Vi. I love this series so much. It was such a great watch. The music was amazing. The animation was so beautiful. If anyone gets a chance on Netflix, Arcane, please watch. Give it a watch. It's so good. So disappointing from what I heard that the people hosting a platform from Netflix didn't approve of how it performed. And that thing was a masterpiece. It needs to be known. I'm hoping for more from the studio in France. It really does deserve all the love and praise. So we're moving on to the flesh. There's not a lot of flesh. There's really just the faces. If we can knock that out, that's going to be a nice touch. Gonna shake up the skin tone. We're also going to do a very simple, just single layer, and then hit it with the contrast. Nothing too crazy. Pretty goopy. With that nice vibration. Ooh. Put on. All right, so these brushes are way too thick. We're gonna have to go a little smaller. I think the Neptune's gonna be perfect for this. Okay. We got the Neptune here. Gonna get some water and down the paint just a little further. Is Arcane the origin of LoL? League of Legends? Yes, it does have to do with League of Legends, but I would say, from what I understood, is it's a prequel to it all. Like, it's the story of it all before League of Legends. League of Legends is it's just its own thing. It's just the game. You go from the series to the game, and it's wholly different. It's nothing alike. All right, I think the hardest ones are going to be the guys on top of the weapon itself. So let us start with these. Okay, hold your breath, people. We're doing the thing. We got that Chinese, Japanese bar or whatever, majig. What are they called? I don't remember. Holding my breath. Not so much if I'm speaking. Yeah, we got that there. This dude reminds me of the engineer from Team Fortress. For some odd reason, it's just what it reminded me of. Speaking of flesh, I did some flesh painting for my Dark Angels. Nice. Some dudes without helmets or what? Right, I got some paint on that gray. Let's rub it right off. Don't want that spreading. Yes, sir. Those helmetless Marines. I think they're all tough and all. But no, till they get headshotted, then who's laughing? The people shooting at them, that's who's laughing. My Krieg are laughing. They're just like, hot. Traitor Space Marines, you thought you were the main character because you didn't have a helmet? Psh. Let me show you who's boss. Silly Marines. I thought there was more to it. Nope, that's it. Skit is over. What? Who? Alpha Legion laughing. Yeah, you won't be laughing until your freaking face is missing. My Kriegsmen know a little thing or two about proper uniform, etiquette. It exists for a reason. It's like those dudes from like Saving Private Ryan. They get shot in the face in the helmet, and they're like, "Oh my god, my thing deflected a bullet," and then they get hit in the face again because he took off their helmet. Silly soldiers. Their gear exists for a reason. Albeit, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of gear out there also that just doesn't serve a purpose. Trust. Reminds me of like those Russians who were like, I heard in some report that the Russians had been running out of some gear and they were starting to use airsoft. They were using some airsoft gear for the soldiers on the actual front, which is really like, wow, that's pretty bad. You didn't reference that movie. Saving Private Ryan? Yeah, dude. No, I've seen other movies. There's another one. I can't remember which was it. I remember it was like World War One-esque. I'm not sure if it was 1917 or if it was All Quiet in the Western Front, but I remember like some dude gets shot on their helmet and they're like, oh my god. They take it off and then blam, they get shot again. Yeah, Gangster OST, let's go. I know, I realized the GTA music was up. The lo-fi version of it, at least. We gangsta here. Fucking these Cadians just maxing out the ultimate gangsta move, shooting from afar where you can't be seen. Ooh, we have some 10 viewers. Hello. Thank you for stopping by. Really do appreciate all the love here. Thank you, thank you. Old classic. I want my Ori the Blind Forest music back. Please. Please. I need it. Okay. One face done with 2 hands. I think all of the other guys here are wearing their gloves, so there shouldn't be so much more skin tones. And that one was a great success. Again, the dudes on the cannons are a lot harder to reach because the cannon's in the way. The whatever majig, the weapon. Oh, and then this guy, I forgot already. He has a bandana. Look at it. No face. Just hand. Perfect. Okay, let's get going. Show me what you got. I'm back, Ori. I know. I love the Ori music. I'm so surprised all this music that they have on their live stream, because that's what I have connected right now. I got the live version of the channel right now. They started doing it really recently too, because before I had to kind of compile all the music that I wanted, give credit, which I still do inside the description. The music is in the description, and yeah, they started recently doing the live streams, and then I figured out by tweaking inside OBS that you can source an IP, like the little links, like a link, and it can directly play the audio from that. And I saw that and I started doing that, and I realized that the music could be played through here because it was picking up. I was mind blown. I was mind blown that I could do that. So far, I haven't had to put an insane amount of effort in the music I'm listening to. I kind of just listen to whatever there is. I don't want it interrupting with lyrics, really. I do like the lo-fi for that same reason. It's just on the background. Then we got some really cool hits, like some nerdy hits. Like right now, it's playing some Star Wars. Oh man, it's awesome. They got Hollow Knight. They got Ori and the Blind Forest, apparently. They have Halo. They have Skyrim, some Pokemon music, Minecraft. So many games. Age of Empires. That one honestly threw me off when I first saw it. I was like, oh, shoot, Age. I love those games. So we got those. Last of Us. What else? They have a lot of things. Age of Mythology from Age of Empires. Undertale today. GTA, as we just heard. They had the freaking Wii Sports music. That threw me off. If it plays on a loop. Eventually. Life is older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. You know, some small detail, maybe a little tricky, but I'm gonna do it. I could add the back of the neck where the nape is, right? I could add a little skin tone just so that, you know, there is some visibility under the bandana. Oh yeah, I got it. Heck yeah, super thin. Just in case, how is your hand? Still hurt? Shaking? I had put some medication. I got these really nasty blisters from a burn, and I didn't want that on stream, so I put the gloves on right now. You don't see it, but yeah, there's some really terrible blisters that I got, and I put some medication, and it was burning. In all honesty, it was burning really bad in the last, not the last stream today, but the day before, yesterday. It was burning while I was streaming. Yeah, it wasn't pleasant. I kind of just pushed through it. I kind of just tuned out the pain, and I kept on going. But we're good. I still want to put these guys on the base here. Just instinctually like put something down and then put it back on the handle, but these aren't the same bases. Okay, so this guy doesn't need that much of a small detail brush. I'm gonna get some good progress going here. All right. I don't understand why it does not want to focus. How far must my lamp be? Am I just too close to the camera? Is it shy? I feel like it's nothing but blurriness. Oh my gosh. For anyone who doesn't know, I do post a lot of my work on Instagram. You guys can get the final products there. If you're interested in seeing. Oh, it actually looks. I try my darn nearest not to touch up at all. I do mess with the contrast just a little so that some detail can pop, of course, because the lighting is really harsh and it just shines a lot. Even though I matte it. All right. Face is done. Next one. I'm trying to figure it out, the focus thing. Yeah, it's one of those things where I feel like it's focusing on the movement a lot of my hands. And it focuses on those movements. Like right now, okay, so I'm awfully close to the camera because I want you guys to see what I'm working on. But then it automatically focuses. So look, watch. Right now it's fine. If I stay still, it focuses on the background. For some odd reason, it just keeps focusing on the background. I don't know if that's just a device thing. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. It's the Razer Caillou? I think it is. That's what it was called. But it just like it does that. It focuses on the totally wrong areas. Like right now, it's fine. It looks actually pretty good right now. Where it's at. And it's probably because the majority of the background is just my hand. Right? So I do wonder. I was even thinking I could get one of those like arm stands and have a paper sheet here. And when I pull up to paint, it's just going to be the sheet background and then the model itself. So let me give you an example. All right, so I got my notepad here. So let's just say there's an arm holding this up already. Because that doesn't have much to focus on. It'll focus on what's in front of it. Like right now, I just did that. See that? Like it made it easier for it. The moment I take off the book, it finds something else to focus on. You saw that? I don't know again if it's just skill issue or that this camera's focusing is just a little too specific on more distant objects than close-ups. I have seen that's an issue. In fact, the reason I keep putting like my hand behind the model when I want to show you guys a detail is I've noticed a lot of other people who do miniature painter have the same issue. I do wonder if it's just the the problem with painting something so small and the camera not recognizing or specifically focusing on one thing. Quite a problem. Ooh, I'm already reaching the 2-hour mark in about 20 minutes. I think with the faces and the wash, we'd be hitting a pretty comfortable spot. Oh my gosh, I already did that guy. Still this one over here. Okay, this guy has a lot more face. I like that. I like that. Show me your face. Can't tell if it's a dude or a lady. I think it's a dude. Or a very strong looking lady. I do wish I put a little more effort into the meme-tastic thumbnails. If you've seen my other thumbnails, they're pretty meme-tastic. I like to reference the old memes, at least the ones I like. It's a dude. You don't know that. Ooh, we have 12 concurrent viewers. Hello. Hello, hello. I don't actually know what was the highest we've ever had here. I want to say it was 13? Or I'm going crazy. It might be 12. 12 might be the highest. But welcome, welcome, welcome. So he does have the back of his head a little more exposed. So switch that up. A little detail. He or it has hair, so we'll paint that up. Paint that up when we get to it. I think one of the coolest things about miniature painting is you do have to work on kind of making the illusion of the paint telling you what to look at, if that makes sense. Because I kind of overdid the skin at the back of the head, but because I'm still going to add a layer of hair to it, to define the hair, you can paint over the overlap of the skin tone right now. And as long as you keep the hair clean the second try, you don't have to do much cleanup. You save time that way. These guys are looking great. I like these guys. They definitely are starting to feel Starship Trooper-y. I don't know if adding the gloves and all that stuff is going to kind of take away from it, but we'll see. Okay. The last of the base coats for the skin. Let's get the hard part out of the way. Okay, so I see a ponytail behind this head. Pretty sure this is a lady. Not necessarily because of the ponytail, you know, it kind of passes. It's pointing something? Yeah, it's pointing at something. Well, the last character is. This one is holding its fist up. Alright. Give that skin illusion at the back of the head. Let's go add some glove. I don't know. I am running out of time tonight. I do have to wake up pretty early. I have some plans for very early in the morning. If I don't get some shut-eye right now, I'm gonna have a very, very tiresome day tomorrow. And then considering how excited I am about the box set and going out, I am gonna catch some sleep. Hello, hello, hello. This is for you, my friend. I'm working on it right now. I'm not sure how much of the stream you've already caught on, but I am working on the face right now. And like my friend Abe likes to say, it always looks better in person, so I can't wait for you to see it in person. Especially because you were letting me know that you got the Psychers. I read the message, by the way. I'm sorry. I got really occupied going out with my friend to go play the match. We went to go eat and I got distracted there. But I did see the message. And whenever you feel like it, just let me know. We can agree again. You can drop off the models over here, or when we're at the shop, you can come along. You can give them to me there. I can work on the Psychers. Psychers. I cast Kablooey. I'm surprised you're awake at this hour too. Ah, tomorrow's Saturday. You don't teach tomorrow. Haha. I put one and two together. I'm big brain. Alright, we don't want to pull at the mouth. Get out of there. Alright. Oh yeah, you have a plan tomorrow. Yes, I do. Thanks, dude. I tune in intermediately when I get a chance, fellow. I'm in bed. Oh, sweet. Alright, so I got this lad's face. We got the other lad's face. It should be dry by now, but I'm going to be adding the contrast now. And it should help quite a bit. With one layer and contrast, it is such a speedy way to get a pretty good detail. I'm not sure how much of contrast and layers you do before you add it, but I do usually about 1 or 2 base coats and then add the contrast, and then I layer on top of it with the original base coat just to bring back the color, and then I do a layer line typically. Depending on what it is and what kind of surface it is, I dependingly highlight with a glaze or solid lines depending on how quick I want to be about it. In this case, because I do want to treat you with some really nice paint jobs, I am throwing in some highlights here already. Man, and I also got to work on the channel I was mentioning earlier. Get some of those member benefits, get some little emojis, get something like a bar, maybe a donation bar would be nice for anyone who wants to help, who can help. Would be nice. Would be nice for all the efforts. All right, that's enough mixing for the flash. Want it to be a little harsher. Okay. You see, I got a bad habit of not cleaning out the tip of the freaking nozzle, whatever that thing. Dropper. There you go. Again, gunky mess. Gotta clean those. All right. Oh, thicker brush. I'll grab that. Witness the hand. The hand of the little hand, not my hand. Yeah, we're gonna spread that out, and when it dries, be real nice. But we can get one dude with this color, and the other dude we can do a lighter tone. One, two. A little. He looks a little tanned. This dude went to the. What I forgot the worlds. Those paradise worlds. Got a nice tan on the beach. I do something similar. Undercoat, base coat, shade, highlight, varnish, highlight. Ooh, you varnish it. I leave the varnishing towards the end. I've had enough bad experiences where a bad varnish can speckle just because of like the age or well, yeah, the age of how much the varnish settles at the bottom of the can. And if you don't mix that properly, it can pool and leave like frosty looking. Hey, 13 viewers. Let's see if we can pass that. But it starts to kind of just pool at the bottom of the varnish rattle can, and if that doesn't get mixed, it'll pool on top of the model, leaving like a frosty look. And if you're not intending to do a frosty look on a model, it's very noticeable. It's literally like white specks. And it happened to one of my commissions for a friend's Tao, and I was very unhappy because it ruins your work. Thankfully, it wasn't a complete loss. I found out you can use some virgin olive oil and you can rub it off with a makeup sponge. It was more work, but I definitely wanted to fix it. All right. Definitely gonna dilute the skin tone a little bit. It's a little harsh on the skin. But this guy's gonna be tan. A little tan. With his ghost hand that's just levitating there. More viewers, indeed. Lots of support. Thank you very much. Appreciate. I do want to make it as cozy here as possible. I will be adding more to the channel. We'll hopefully also make some edits, some clips of like learning stuff, real basic fundamentals to kind of help out the local scene here. And what better than to share it online? May as well, right? Ant skin, yes, 10. So if I remember, I put 3 droplets in there. I'm gonna try to match it. Match the droplets. So this guy is tan. Let's go with an even lighter tone. I like it lighter. Let's see how that goes. If it's still too dark, I will lighten it even further for the next. Oh man, I just realized my fan is on. I'm gonna strain up the paint a little quicker on the palette. I had seen that some artist named Vince Venturella, one of the other dudes I like to watch miniature painting, was also talking about how in certain places like Arizona, because he has friends from over there and he had gone to go paint, realized how fast his palette was drying compared to that of home. Oh yeah, this tone is definitely lighter. But he was saying like, oh, if you're like in Arizona and places like that, which I was like, it clicked in my head that he was awfully close to California, which Arizona's not too far off from the weather scene over here. He was saying like, yeah, when it's super dry like that, you're gonna have issues like that. And I was wondering, I was like, I actually do have issues with specifically my palette drying out quicker than I thought it would. It's better than not having the palette at all, believe me, but it's not like it's not a complete answer to the dryness here where I'm at. So I saw that he was putting 2 sponges instead of just 1 so that there's more water. I was really surprised. I was thrown off by that. So I'm gonna try to invest on getting another palette and then just stack the sponges from this one and the next one. I'm gonna switch out this one and keep the new container, keep it clean, stuff like that. Also, he says, oh yeah, it can get janky sometimes. Thankfully, I haven't run into that yet. I also have brushed on AK interactive matte varnish. Yeah, the speckling. Freaking speckling. Here we go again. Get out of here. Okay. It is awfully late and we got some viewers. Late here. Ever since Awito's been here, I am very considerate about how many people out of the country stop by to see videos and such that YouTube recommends and whatnot. So, hello from all over the world. Reminds me of my programming class. You know, the script Hello World. Everyone knows that one, right? Right? No? Just programming people. Programming was lots of fun. Until it wasn't. Hello World. Like as in like planet Earth? World? Not necessarily Earth, right? But like the planet. World. The world of Krieg. I was talking to my friend Avocado, and he reminded me, and I kind of got like a throwback about my Tyranids, and I was just feeling so bad that I haven't touched those up either. I don't think I brought them up in my stream whatsoever yet. I mean, now that I think about it, there's a lot of things I haven't brought up. I haven't worked on my Star Wars Legion on stream. I haven't worked on my fantasy whatsoever on stream. All these things I can definitely bring up here and show. My Krieg have finally seen the light of stream. The stream lights, the whole shebang. They got their own thumbnail and everything. Dude, the guardsmen standing amongst each other in a very auspicious way. Da-da. I want my grimy Skaven. Oh, ooh, that reminds me. My friend had shared with me, Andrew, had shared with me that the Baron of Dice had these cheese dice, and I really want those for my Skaven. They're so silly. All right, good night, dude. I am about to be closing off the stream as well, so for the most part, you have come in at a great time to see the end results. But here we go. Good work in progress. We got the bases done. We got a majority of the models done. Got to do the weapon itself, and it should be ready. It should be ready. I think about I don't know, 2 more streams, 2 more hour-and-a-half streams should finish them off. Like just now, that is the washes for them, and that's gonna be it. Because if I add any more color to my palette, it's just going to be a waste. Also, looking at my OBS, there is pretty good stats overall. I'm getting a good connection. I'm getting some good kilobytes. I'm dropping lots of frames. Apparently, I do have a delay by a second, and I've run this stream exactly 2 hours and 15 seconds, according to this. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Yeah, great progress. Indeed, indeed. Here, let me cover up the palette before I drop something on it. So this is the most dry. We got the tan dude. There you go. Put on. Okay. Pretty good. We got the fatigues. We finished highlighting the armor. We got the skin and the shade for the skin. We're gonna work on the 2 officers. Well, let me see. That's 3. 4 officers. Eyes. We're gonna do the eyes. We got the gloves, the belts, the shoes. Some of them have their weapons on them. And then once that's finished, the insignias, and we move on to the weapon. The weapon's going to be real simple. I'm not going to overdo that. I think it's going to be okay with just some biscuits and shades. I could sponge a few scratches here and there, but it's going to have to be called at some point. And that's good. Thank you everybody for coming to join me on my endeavor here for this commission. Really do appreciate it. Family, friends, those on the internet alike. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Peace, peace, peace. Bye.